So if you haven't created a listing before, this is the first step, and you do need to have a Gmail created. If it's a personal one, or if you're starting a new business, I suggest creating one. It's free, and it allows you to have all of your Google tools. So the Gmail is the first place that you're going to get started. If you have one, great, use that. If you don't, creating one will take a couple minutes. Then you're going to go to business.google.com, and you're going to start by searching for your business. Because Google is an automated system, they may have found information about your business online and created the listing automatically for you. So you want to see if one is already created, and if you can just verify that you're the business owner, you can take ownership of it. Now, the reason you want to search first before trying to make another one is so that you don't have two listings out there with different information. Maybe Google created one and the address is wrong, or the business name is wrong. You want to be able to verify it and keep just one sole listing for your business to maintain the accuracy. Being accurate with Google is a huge plus. If they find misinformation about your business, they will suggest an edit, or they will make the edit to your listing, or they will penalize your rank if they find too many discrepancies. So if you don't have one out there, you'll begin creating it, and you'll add all of your business information. Business information can be your name, your hours, your phone number, your website. Now, if you don't have a website, it's actually optional. So this is something that I highly suggest, even in the beginning stages of a business creation. If you don't have the funds to create a website yet, you should be having a Google My Business in its place, so you can build the reputation with Google, as well as start gathering reviews even before you actually have a website developed. Now, we will discuss the verification process shortly, but you want to make sure that you don't go back and forth with editing and trying to verify. Anytime you change, once you've started the verification process, will then create a hiccup in verifying it. So once you have it created, leave everything, begin the verification process, and once that's completed, you can then go back and make additional edits. Like I mentioned, verification process. This is probably the biggest headache for most business owners that start with Google My Business and may fall off. They decide this is not worth it, I can't figure it out, I'm just going to leave it and let whatever's out there be out there. The verification process may be a headache, but it only needs to be done once. Unless you're changing a lot of business information, you may need to do a re-verification, but that's going to be rare. So you have a few options to verify. One is through a phone call or a phone text. It needs to be to the phone that you have entered in for your listing information. The second is an email. This has to be an email with your domain. For example, welcome@KaeRaeMarketing.com. Since my website is entered as KaeRaeMarketing.com, it needs to be a website associated with that. So if you don't have any customized emails associated with your domain, you won't be able to use this verification process. Postcard is the oldest style and used to be the most common. Since 2020, there has been an uptick in re-verifying listings to make sure that they are legitimate, for their office location has changed from an actual building to their home address. So those changes allowed Google to implement a new style, which is a video call. The video call is simple but different. So we're all adjusting to making sure that we follow the guidelines. And what it is a couple-minute video that you need to show the exterior and interior of your business, as well as your location or business branding, as you can see on my wall with the logo. You need to be able to verify the information that coincides with your business listing. So your category, any information with your address, so that Google can verify from Google Earth. So these are important because this is just Google taking the next step of verifying that you are an actual business at the place that you say. And as I said, don't make any changes once you've begun this process. All of these, once you do a phone call, email, or postcard, entering in the code, you'll be verified within a couple minutes. Video call may take a couple days. So just go in and you'll be able to see if you're verified or not. If you are not, you'll see a notification, and that will be the indication of if you can continue to make updates and any of the recommendations I share with you today. So these are all the different profile elements that you have. Your category, what I suggest is thinking this is your main primary keyword. So try to choose a category that directly relates with your business. Now you are able to have several categories, but the primary is the one that actually shows up online. The additional categories, you can have up to 10, so that gives you more of an opportunity. If you hit multiple categories, use them all. In your description, you want to be using different keywords, as I've said, in this description to tell Google what you do, as well as a brief overview to your customers. What I highly suggest is avoiding all caps or explanation points or excessive question marks or explanation points. The system doesn't enjoy that type of grammar. So making sure that you're simply just writing, feel free to have a copywriter do that. I think that you really want to be touching on all of the different aspects of your business that are going to benefit. If you have online booking, making sure to notice that, as well as list 3 to 4 of your services if you can as specific keywords in there. Now, services and products are that next level that not everyone knows these systems are allowed in the profile. Services are actually different services you can list under each category. So this is, again, a great opportunity for different keywords. You can create custom services to allow those specific keywords that you may have under each of the categories under your listing. Products are actually more towards using the e-commerce side of business, allowing them to show their price and a description and a link to the product, as well as a photo. But as other service businesses, you can actually create products that are just services. And now you can have an image, and if you want to have your price shown, you can. It allows it to be optional, a description, and a link to your website. So these two places are actually really helpful for inserting more keywords and expanding your profile so that Google knows what to rank you for, as well as your customers having something to engage with because the products allow photos. So anywhere that you can include a photo is going to be helpful because that draws attention. Hours of operation. What I would say as a consumer or a user of Google that has had different situations, hours of operation, if they're wrong, you can lose a customer. I've gone to different bars or restaurants with the hours of operation saying that they're open. I drive to the place and it's not open. Me, as knowing how to use Google, I suggest an edit that they're closed. And if they're not monitoring their listing, that suggested edit can actually go through and be public to other people. So you want to make sure that you're keeping this information accurate. There's a spot for holiday hours if you're closed. If you are a doctor's office and you have a portion that you're open and then you're closed for lunch and then you reopen, you can do that. So being very specific and making sure that you're open or closed appropriately online allows the users to not be frustrated with your business and create a bad brand. So that's all I'll say. Very simple kind of element. Messaging is actually a newer option, and I highly suggest, if you are able to, have the Google app so that you can get messaging sent right to your phone. And this allows maybe a younger demographic that you may not be able to normally connect with to send you messages and communicate via text through the app. This is really great. You can have it on or you can have it off. There's no penalty of either, but if you do have it on, you want to respond pretty quickly. If you do not respond, that will affect your rank. So if you're unable to keep up with the messaging in a timely manner, I would say within an hour, then you're not going to want to have it on and just have them call you if that's available. Uploading photos. I highly suggest doing this on a regular basis, at least once a month, 2 to 3 new photos of you at work, your team, your vehicle, your equipment, you with clients, projects you've completed, anything. Reminder to rename those photos before, and you'll be able to start seeing some rank and even more visibility of those photos when people are just looking at images on Google. Creating updates or posts is definitely something that if you have someone that's doing your social media, have them add this to their list, because it can be something that they've already posted onto social media that week and repurpose it onto your listing. Connecting to your website is huge, but it's not necessary. You really just want to have that option of what you have going on in real time in your business on this listing. And lastly, Q&A is something that I recently started doing for my clients, and I think that it can really benefit, especially if you have someone in your office to help you, is you can have someone, normally a customer would write a question and you can respond. But if no customers are writing questions, you can have a personal email or someone in your office post the question so that you can respond to it. And that allows future customers to see the questions and the answers. And I know I sound like a broken record, but including a keyword in the both question and answer is going to help your rank.